Hello, folks. We have myself from Louisiana, Brandon from Mississippi, Paul from Texas, Charles from Indiana, John from Indiana, and on the East Coast, Eric from Massachusetts. And we're looking at famous Coors Banquet beer. Sam Elliott's favorite beer because he gets paid to do commercials. Okay. Hey, well.
That's right.
Oh, Paul, you got the little 1930.
The little bottle.
Yeah, those are cool. Now I got a 16-ounce can. I bought mine at Racetrack. It was 89 cents.
I think the 6-pack of stubby cans was $7.99.
Gosh.
Check
Yeah.
Check
Wow. I think this was $4.99.
All right.
I'll give $8.99.
Oh, look at this. Check this out. Back in the early part of the year, Coors was doing a major push in Louisiana, right? Every store had the 6-pack stubby bottles for $2.99 and the 6-pack of pint cans for $3.99.
Yeah, wow.
Awesome, huh?
Got this little Goose Island schooner glass thingy.
Oh no, that's not a schooner. That's a tall glass. Well, anyway, you know, Coors, you get a thick white head and a clear straw, bubbly appearance. Obviously.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna give a little background on Coors for a minute, if you don't mind.
Sure.
Please. I'll look forward to it.
Okay, here we go. Coors was started in 1873 and was originally called Golden Lager, and then it was like C&S Golden Lager, and then Coors bought out the S guy, whoever, I can't remember his name, and then it became Coors Beer, Coors Golden Beer, and then after World War II, for a little while, it was called Coors Bock Beer for some bizarre reason, and then it did get started in 1873. They don't know why it's called banquet beer. Even the Coors Company doesn't know why it's called that. They suspect it's because they would serve it at banquets, but they don't know. Coors was the first nationwide company to have all aluminum cans in 1959. But you probably remember this. Oh, and it's 5% alcohol, by the way. I'll say this first. All Coors beers, not just Coors Banquet, all of them are certified kosher, okay? Also, Coors was not available east of the Mississippi River until 1981, so it was certainly a regional beer. And, you know, Smokey and the Bandit became a famous movie basically because of Coors, right?
Yep.
And it wasn't available in every state in the United States until 1991, only 23 years ago. And do you know what the last state was to allow Coors to come in?
Indiana.
Indiana.
Huh. It's kind of strange.
Yeah, so it's only been nationwide for 23 years. It's hard to imagine that, you know, it's because it's so famous now. But if you went to Indiana in 1990, you weren't getting Coors or Coors Light. Now, of course, Coors Light eclipsed Coors, okay? It came out in 1978, and it just became bigger and bigger, and Coors neglected their banquet beer, and now Banquet is not even in the top 20. But they're making a big push, you probably noticed, in the last 2 years to get it revitalized. They're running heavy advertisements on TV, radio, newspaper, so it might work. I don't know. They let it free fall for, what, 25 years? 20 years at least. Anyway, enough of the history lesson. Any comments about what I said there?
Nope.
You?
Okay. All right, so now let's go to the beer itself. What do y'all think about the appearance?
I got in this glass, and I did tilt it slightly. I got absolutely zero head, none. It looks like urine, basically.
That's weird. Okay, Brandon, I got head on mine, even lacing. Brandon?
Didn't get any head on mine, but I didn't pour it to get a lot of head. This is a smaller glass, so I want to try to get as much beer in here as I could. but appearance-wise, standard American lager appearance. The pale, straw-colored, lots of carbonation, lots of rising bubbles, very clear, pretty standard.
Yeah, standard American style lager. Charles.
Same here, paley straw, but it had a head, but it's gone now.
Yeah. John.
I think, yeah, my head went away pretty quick. I got a lot of carbonation, but I think it's a little deeper coppery tone than most of your adjunct lagers are, from what I'm seeing.
I think maybe by a shade that could be true. By a shade now, not by any appreciable amount.
No, but just by a shade.
Paul?
Yeah, I agree with John. It's a little more golden than maybe some of the other lagers, and I had a pretty big head. I poured it, straight down, and it was a pretty thick head, a couple inches, and it went away pretty fast.
Now, if we could get a hold of Coors Extra Gold, we could really look at an even deeper color. We can't, though. That's so limited. That's almost not available. But I was reading about Coors Extra Gold. It was introduced in 1985, and it's 4.9% now. It used to be 5, but it's basically the same alcohol as Coors, but it's got a deeper golden color. And I don't know what the purpose of that beer is. Maybe Coors doesn't even know what the purpose is. But to me, in my opinion, the extra gold lager is a little bit better, but they ought to call it extra rare lager these days. Excuse me. It's carbonated. What about the flavor, y'all?
But the smell.
Oh yeah, excuse me. The smell. I'm smelling a little sweet corn. It's made with corn, not rice, but it's made with corn. I looked that up on the Coors.
Yeah, I read that they're just gonna try to have their ingredients released.
Yeah, corn, water, barley malt, corn.
There's definitely a big barley malt. I detect. I detect a big pale maltiness, somewhat.
Anybody else?
There might be a hop leaf in there somewhere.
Yeah.
Slightly spicy. Yeah, maybe that's from the hop.
Yeah.
It's not a bad.
Not much to write about.
No, but I'm not picking up anything off or unusual or strange.
No.
Not unpleasant.
No, I mean this is like the ultimate Colorado guzzler, right? I mean.
Colorado guzzler. That sounds like a demon or something.
Yeah.
But this beer is one of those beers. It's not changed. It's tasting since I've drank my first one back years and years ago. I mean, it still holds the same taste that it always has. I feel like.
Yeah, I started drinking at 96, and it tastes the same to me. I don't. In fact, every Coors I've ever tasted tastes identical. So their quality control is, top notch. Obviously. What do you say, Paul, about the aroma?
Yeah, it's faint. It's nothing strong about it. I got that spiciness that Eric mentioned. I guess it's from the hops, whatever hops they have in there, and
Select hops.
Charles?
that corn sweetness. That's what I smell mostly.
Same here, corn, a little bit grainy, kind of like wet grass, I guess, in a way.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Let's go with the flavor because that's the most
That's what
important.
I've been waiting for.
Listen to our beer. All right, let's go. The beer whisperer listens to his beer.
Yeah, I was listening to it crackle.
It's like Rice Krispies.
I wish the beer whisperer was helping us with this, but anyway, I like the flavor. It's sweet. It's tastes like beer. I mean,
I always found that Coors beer, even compared to like the Pabst or like Budweiser products, has its own distinct kind of a grainy taste. Like Coors has their own sort of a grain and a pale malt kind of a taste, all to their own.
Yeah. Now, whether I could pick it out in the taste challenge, I don't know. But
Right.
There's a little spiciness to it. I mean, but yeah, it's more ordinary than it is unusual, or it doesn't really stand out. But I could drink it at a well, I could drink it anytime, and I would enjoy it. It could be 5:30 in the morning, But anyway,
somebody was telling me the other day that more people from Germany more so than any other American-style beer, like Coors more than any other American-style beer, because it's more like what they're used to and what they're accustomed to drinking in Germany than Budweiser or Miller or anything like that. I don't know where somebody told me that, but somebody said that to me the other day.
That's a shock in a way because it seems so similar to the rest. But let's go down the line. Let's go down the line and see what Brandon, what do you think about the flavor?
Well, I mean, the flavor, it's one of those things where it's like you said, it tastes like beer, the sort of thing that you grab when you first started drinking. And it's got some of the corn sweetness. Like I said, it's not too sweet. It's great. You pick up some hops, not much, but just enough. It tastes pretty easy drinking. So there's really not much to add to the taste. I mean, if you like American-style beer, this is one of the best, in my opinion.
Yeah.
American-style lagers, excuse me.
Yeah, well, lager beer. Charles?
I agree. I have to agree with what he just said. It's got a little bit more bite than what you would get out of a Coors Light. It's got more flavor than a Coors Light. It's not quite as watery. I could drink this as a daily drinker myself.
Definitely. John?
Well, you can definitely taste the corn aspect of it, but I also think it's a pretty good medium body beer. But I think it kind of goes down just a smidgen dry, almost like a drier type beer, I think.
Huh, interesting that you mentioned that. I have a bottle in my collection of Coors Dry that I bought in Texas in 1998. That lasted about a week. That beer. I only saw it that one time. They must have been testing it out, but that was a really different type thing. So dry. That's something. Paul.
Yeah, I agree with what everybody said. I do taste that just a slight hot bitterness at the end, kind of the finish. It's good. It's just enough different from the other lagers that I'd go pick up a 6-pack and drink it at a party or something.
Yeah. Now, I don't guess we have to get in too much on the body and the finish. We all know the body is light and watery, and the finish is going to be crisp and refreshing and
very crisp,
ultra drinkable. I think aesthetically, the cans and the bottles are really outstanding. I think Coors is one of the best looking labels they have around. Really, I do.
It is a great bottle. I love this bottle.
This is the commemorative 1936 bottle.
I never saw a company that liked to change cans and bottles like Coors, man. I got so many in my collection. They are really geeked out on can designs and bottle designs. You could make a whole house full of just Coors cans and bottles, really. It's pretty awesome if you're into can collecting.
Does anybody notice a difference because they use the Rocky Mountain water?
Not necessarily.
Other beers?
The Mountain Spring water, not necessarily.
Yeah, they really. You're right. They really like to talk about. It says it on the bottle here. Coors Golden Banquet beer brewed with 100% Rocky Mountain water. So I mean, you see that in that same Elliott commercial. That Adolf Coors searched far and wide for that water, and that water was Golden, Colorado. I mean, they really talk about that. Like that's the main thing to the beer.
And high mountain barley, well,
right.
Most of the barley's coming from the same state, so that doesn't really mean much, but it sounds good.
Yeah. He's going to sell you a beer and a Dodge Ram.
What, Paul?
I liked him in Big Lebowski. That's what he was really good at.
And Elliott? Yeah, I liked him in Mask.
I guess we could say that Budweiser's made from good old St. Louis, Mississippi River water.
Correct.
Do they use reverse osmosis, Jay?
Ooh, Budweiser?
Budweiser? Do they filter their water before they use it?
Yeah, what Anheuser-Busch does, they get the water from the Mississippi River, and it's already filtered because it's coming from the St. Louis City municipal water supply. And they treat the water according to the Anheuser-Busch process, so it's like double treated. I'm sure it's fine.
Ricky's over there.
So, water does make a difference. You drink those English beers with that mineral highly mineralized water, and it does come across differently.
Mhm.
Man, I'll tell you what, we are still selling Coors at the store where I work.
Wow.
They are still selling Coors for then they jacked the price up to $4.29 for a 6-pack. But still, $4, and that's pints now. Pints. $4.29 for pints of Coors. That's not bad, I don't think.
Nah.
I'm still getting ripped off at $7.99
Oh yeah.
for
It's
the
$8.99 for mine. But I got the last 6-pack at the store, and she said that these are a big seller there. So.
Huh.
Oh man, look, when they put it to $2.99 a 6-pack for the bottles and $3.99 for the pint can 6-pack, they were selling. I mean, they were bringing a pallet in every week. They were just selling it like crazy, and so they kind of hooked some people because now I see people all the time walking out of there with, some people will come in and buy. They'll have the 6-packs. You'll have 4 6-packs on a tray, like that cardboard tray.
Yep. The pallet. Yep.
Yeah, I'll see them put one tray in the basket and they'll put another tray on top of it. So they're buying, let's see, 420. I think it's 427 actually times 4. So,
I'd back a U-Haul truck down there.
$17 a case of pints now. Pints. You're getting 4 extra ounces per can. That's a deal.
That's a tasty deal, yeah.
What is your final assessment on Coors Banquet? I know what mine is, but we'll go down the line. Brandon?
Okay.
I gotta say, I mean, as far as the American style lager goes, Coors is probably top of my list. I mean, I remember when I was living in Baton Rouge, I'd go to the Chimes at happy hour and get a 20-ounce pours of Coors Original for $2.50 a 20-ounce pour, which is a very good deal when you go out. Put it that way. So
that was draft.
That was draft, yeah.
Yeah, I've never had Coors draft at Chimes, huh? Okay, I'm gonna keep that in my mind. Okay.
Oh man, I missed the Chimes.
Well, I might have to take a little ride to Baton Rouge just for that field research. Charles?
I used to spend a lot of time there when I went to LSU.
Yeah. Too much time.
It's a pretty simple, just plain good beer. I have no complaints with it. It is what it is. You can mow your grass. You can build a deck with it.
Correct.
Or you can destroy a deck with it.
You can destroy a deck.
Eric?
I'd have to say, with all of that, with all those flavors we just described, it's corny, it's got some grainy taste, it's got a malty taste, and it's got a sweet taste. Everything in this beer is very well balanced. There's not one thing that jumps out. There's not one thing that screams out at you. It's just, as was just said by Charles, it's just a simple, average American beer without offense. And that's what I'm going to say. Very good beer.
Good.
For the American market, very good beer.
Good assessment. Good assessment. John?
I have to agree with what everybody said. It's just a typical, I think, a step above an adjunct lager beer. I like the taste, like the flavor. I kind of like a little bit of what I said was the dryness of this beer.
Right.
I think that, is this a buy-again beer? Yeah. I wish it was cheaper, but it's not. But we all can't live in Louisiana like you, Jay.
That's true. That's true. That's true. It would get too crowded. All right, Paul?
Well, my assessment is I'll probably go crack another one open as soon as we get off of this thing.
Yep.
That sounds positive. And you bought a 6-pack and you've been sipping on it a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
Over the week. Did your spouse try any of it? Your wife?
No, she hasn't. No.
Oh. Okay.
She likes wine, She drinks wine more than beer.
Oh, okay. Oh, well.
Sounds like a Sharon.
La-di-da, right? La-di-da.
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm not picking on that because I got some wine projects lined up actually.
Let me just say one thing too. As bad as beer snobs are, wine snobs are 10 times worse.
Oh Lord, don't get. I've heard bad stories about wine snobs.
And they come up with these flavors. I'm like, what? Prune and plum and raisin. What the hell are you talking about, man? It tastes like vinegar. It's wine. It tastes like vinegar. Anyway.
Yeah. That's why I wish the Beer Whisperer was on here tonight, because he is like really good at calling people out for making up lies about what stuff tastes like. You know, he always
Whatever you taste and whatever you get out of your beer is what you get out of it.
Yeah,
I think that we all have pretty much. Go ahead.
What the Beer Whisperer is saying is that a lot of people are full of bull, that they're making it up. They're not really tasting it. They're just making up adjectives that don't exist.
Yeah, if we wanted to pump Coors tires, we would have been doing that a couple of minutes ago, I think.
Right, not us. I don't mean he's saying we do it.
Right.
He's talking about pretentious beer snob, or like they say in England, wankers. You know, these people that sit there and talk about all of this bull. You know, they're obviously making it up. But anyway, let's get off of that.
Cool.
You know, I like it. I always did like Coors. You know, I have no issue with it. I think the only American beers that could kind of like, I don't know, I don't want to get into all that. I think Schlitz maybe is a little bit better, but
yeah, absolutely. PBR I think is better. Maybe controversy here. I like PBR a little better just because I think it has that adjuncty taste, but it's less, you know, in your face with it.
I think Schlitz is a little bit. I'm looking at something right now that might be a little better, but this could really.
I would agree with Schlitz is better than this. Absolutely.
What do you think about me saying that about Schlitz, y'all?
I probably agree with you. I'd also put a Stroh's up with it.
Oh yes, now that's a beer that I can't get.
I can't get that.
I'm gonna show you another one that I don't think is better. I don't think it's better, but I think it is as good and as enjoyable. But it's like finding the Ark of the Covenant.
Oh yes.
There you go.
Tell me.
Old Gillette Stadium, Schaefer Stadium.
Yeah, I can't find this stuff, but around here I can only get Schaefer Light. But I'll tell you what, Schaefer Light is a little bit better than most light beers. But anyway, I don't want to get into some long, drawn-out discussion, which I could easily get involved in.
Yeah, if you drink American beer, you know what you're getting into, basically.
Right. So we agreed that we liked Coors. I don't work for Coors, although I did get a check from Coors earlier this week. But that's a different story. That's not. It wasn't.
Were you in a law settlement, Jay? What's going on?
No. Okay.
He's just a consultant.
Right. That's what Paul said, and it's Miller Coors. It wasn't Coors. It was Miller Coors, a joint venture. And I do that occasionally. They'll contact me, and I'll do a little bit of something, and I'll get a little bit of something. But I don't want to. But anyway.
Does it involve taking beer to Texarkana?
No.
Or taking it from Texarkana?
No. Here, I want to say one more thing before we close this out. In 2005, Coors ownership changed a little bit, and people say that Molson bought Coors. But if you get on the Moslon-Coors website, Coors is very definitive about it. They say, no. We were not bought by Molson-Coors. They say it's a 50-50 merger. They said it was a 50-50 merger. Peter Coors is 50%, and whoever the Molson guy is, it's like a team. It's not even a venture. It's an actual company. It's Molson.
Yeah, a joint venture can be an entity.
Okay, yeah, it's an entity. Moslon-Coors is a company, but one did not buy out the other. They just merged 50-50, and they said they have equal authority in the company. I don't know how well that works, but they said that's the case. You would know more about mergers than I would, Paul, but does that make sense to you, what I'm telling you?
Yes, I'm sure it was done as a joint venture entity, like an LLC or something, where each party has, half ownership interest, and they try to manage it the best they can with 50-50 ownership. But obviously there'll be disagreements over time, and you have to figure out how to do that.
Now, did that come into play back about 3 years ago when they tried to they merged to try to take over the #1 spot from Budweiser?
No, no, I don't think so. What happened was in 2005, Molson was doing very well. Coors was doing very well in America, but they used to cooperate for years anyway, and they just decided that it would be more efficient or or whatever to join together worldwide and form Molson-Coors. And you know, a lot of Molson beers today are brewed in Colorado by Coors, and I suspect a lot of Coors beers, and I know this, I don't suspect, I know this, are brewed in Canada, and they just decided that it would be a better idea to make it one company for whatever reason. Now, Miller-Coors joined together 3 years later in 2008, and they don't claim that they're a company. They claim they're a joint venture for marketing purposes in America. Does that make any sense to you, Paul?
Yeah.
It's
They combine their marketing efforts in the U.S. probably to create, you know, some kind of cost savings.
Yeah, but it's not actually the same company. In fact, when we get shipments to the store, when beers arrive at the store, Miller comes on one truck at 7:30 in the morning, and at 12:30 in the afternoon, the Coors truck comes in. They actually come in two different trucks.
I was just going to say that for it being called Miller-Coors, you never see anything in print or in advertisements that mention the both together at all. You never see that. You never see it.
No, because they're two separate companies. A lot of people think it was a merger, but they never claim anywhere in their literature that it was a merger. They say it was a joint venture for marketing purposes. So, I mean...
so take it as you want with that.
Yeah, and in Canada, in fact, in Canada, they had a little lawsuit against each other, and they broke it up. They said it wasn't working out in Canada. Molson and Miller broke it off in Canada for whatever they were having some kind of disagreement on.
Molson's the big guns in Canada.
Right, and so they severed their joint venture in Canada because they couldn't agree on how to approach different brands. But anyway,
going crazy.
Yeah, you know that's how it goes. You know that's part of the business. But I think Coors is good, and I would like at some future point. I don't know how y'all feel about it, but I would like to look at Coors Light at one. I mean, it's pretty iconic, right?
Coors Light, yeah.
Yeah, I'd be willing to do Coors Light. I think Charles would too.
I think I can find that beer.
Yeah, if you can't find Coors Light, you don't live in the world. You don't live
in North America.
You don't live on Earth. But next week, I think we're going to be looking at Bud Ice, which is a brand that's been on the market 20 years. It's a very, very popular beer, by the way, and it's a very interesting beer. And I remember back in the 90s, Paul was telling me that he really used to like Bud Ice. Remember that?
Oh, yeah. I used to get it all the time.
Right. So, well, I appreciate everybody stopping in today. It was really fun, I thought, and on my end, I enjoyed it.
Absolutely.
So, Coors Light, I mean...
Golden Banquet beer, the original.
Coors Banquet, and I'm going to send one last message to Coors Brewing Company. Doggone it.
Spend more money. Sorry.
Spend more money and get the Coors Extra Gold to every state. Again, we want Coors Extra Gold, doggone it.
I'll drink to that, yeah, absolutely.
All right. Thanks, folks, for watching this video production.
Coors Light one day.